coronavirus pandemic. It's Governor Jay Inslee of Washington State, the first state to be hit hard. And it's Inslee Hutchinson of Arkansas, one of the few governors who has not issued a stay-at-home order. Gentlemen, welcome back to Meet the Press for both of you. Governor Hutchinson, I want to start with you. You heard the Surgeon General there. He's pleading, give him a week. He'd prefer, if it for all 30 days of this month, your response to the Surgeon General.
Great comments by the Surgeon General in Arkansas. We're doing everything that the Surgeon General has outlined, plus more. For example, I applaud the recommendations on masks. Yesterday, we issued guidelines that if you go out, social distance first of all, but bring a mask with you in case you get an environment that you cannot have that 6 feet spread. In Arkansas, we have a targeted approach that is very strict. We've closed bars, restaurants, schools, some of our park lodges. We're emphasizing the social distancing, and we will do more as we need to. But let me give you an example of why the masks are so important. And by the way, we have had success in Arkansas comparable to other states, in fact, beating and slowing the spread more than in some states that have actually had a stay-at-home order. But you have a stay-at-home order, tomorrow 600,000 Arkansans will still go to work. So it's more important in the message that do your social distancing, don't gather in groups of more than 10 people, and bring a mask with you. I'm going to be following that instruction. If I can't social distance, I want to have a mask on. We just had last night a breakout in one of our federal prisons here in Arkansas that have 10 inmates that tested positive and 4 guards. That's a federal facility, but stay at home doesn't help there. You've got to have the mask, and our state prison is producing masks that we could utilize in our state prison environment. Those are some of the things that we're doing. We'll do more as we need to, listening to our public health officials.
All right. Governor Inslee, all week long, Dr. Birx has basically used Washington and California as examples of trying to show the country, look, this can work. This social distancing can work. It's hard, but look at what's happened in Washington and California. I know you have said you're not out of the woods, but do you believe you have started to flatten this curve?
Yes, the evidence that Dr. Birx has pointed to repeatedly does demonstrate we have had some success flattening the curve. That has taken place because we acted relatively early. We had a staged way of moving forward. We're in one of the most aggressive stay-at-home, stay-healthy initiatives in the United States. And I think this has a reason to believe it's been demonstrably successful. And I'm glad we got on it relatively early. While the president was saying that this was not a problem, I mean, it was a hoax, we were acting to save the lives of our citizens in a number of states, including California and Washington State. It's pleasing to know that if you act aggressively, and if you realize that even though you're looking okay today, it can bite you big time tomorrow. I think that's one of the wisdoms. I think it would be good to have a national stay-at-home order. And the reason is that even if Washington gets on top of this fully, if another state doesn't, it can come back and come across our borders 2 months from now. So this is important to have a national success. But I want to reiterate, we are a long ways away from being out of the woods. We have not got down to anywhere close to where we need to be to declare victory of this horrendous virus.
What does, Governor Inslee, I want to start with you on this first. Have you started the conversation about what metrics you'll be looking for to start lifting some of these stay-in-place orders?
Yes, but those are just only to begin to think about this because we have been so intent on making sure this is a successful stay-at-home order. And so far, it has been. We have had huge compliance in our state. Washingtonians are responding to the call, and we're really happy about that. But yes, we are looking at the metrics. Fortunately, we're very fortunate here in Washington. We have the University of Washington labs, some of the best in the world, and they give us the metrics that we need. We watch these like daily or hourly, and we will look at them on a mix. There isn't one number. There are many numbers we'll be looking at to see when we can come out of this. I've extended it a month just 2 days ago to May 4th. So we are in a very vigorous, one of the strongest, probably the strongest in the nation, to May 4th at the moment. But we have more work to do.
Governor Hutchinson, there was the CEO of the University of Arkansas for Medical Sciences in the medical center there said the state lost an order of 500 ventilators. He essentially got outbid by another state. Should you be in that situation? Should you be forced to be bidding against? Is this something the federal government needs to step in and handle?
Well, it's difficult, and we have had circumstances that we're trying to collect our PPE, our protective masks, and we've been outbid by another state after we had the order confirmed. So yes, that has been challenging for us, but we recognize that the federal government has said, we're your backstop, you've got to get out there and compete, and it literally is a global jungle that we're competing in now.
Do you think that's the way it should be? You think that's the way it should be? I mean, look, I know ideologically and philosophically the federal, where a lot of people believe in federalism, but in a moment like this, should this be the case, states competing?
No, needs to be I'd like to see a better way, but that's the reality in which we are. We've put $75 million to do our procurement, and we'll work through this. The federal government has made it clear they are the backstop. And if we need more ventilators right now, they're going to be going to the hot spots, New York and California. But I've been assured that when we get to the point, if we need ventilators in Arkansas, they're going to be there. We're not waiting on that. We're going out in the marketplace. We're trying to buy ventilators. You know, whether it should or shouldn't, that is where we are right now. Let me come back if I can, though, and I want to compliment Governor Inslee. I think we're watching his success, some of the things that he's done there. But I would point out that even in the stay-at-home order, that's one of the most stringent, as he points out, in Washington State, you can still go buy your marijuana. And that's why it's important that we add to that social distancing and the mask that we're advocating if you can't social distance. And that's why every state, whether we're procuring or whether we are determining what's best in our state to reduce the spread, we have to be able to have some flexibility in making those decisions, and that's what we're seeing. We're learning from each other.
Well, very quickly, Governor Hutchinson, I want to give Governor Inslee a chance to respond to that. But Governor Hutchinson, Anthony Fauci has begged basically for a national stay-at-home order. Does his basically begging for this at all have an impact on you to change your mind about this?
He's just looking at the nation as a whole, and as the Surgeon General said, this week is critical, and we are doing everything that their guidelines say. They mentioned the mask. We're leaning forward even more in that regard, and so we're all pulling together on this. But whenever you look at our state, I think Governor Fauci, Dr. Fauci, would be very pleased with the fact that we are beating some of our other states in reducing the spread and the commitment that we have to working every day to accomplish that.
All right, and Governor Inslee, very quickly, is the relationship with the federal government getting better week by week?
Well, look, we've had good communications with the Vice President, with the CDC. Those have been good. But this is ludicrous that we do not have a national effort in this. To say we're a backup, I mean, the Surgeon General alluded to Pearl Harbor. Can you imagine if Franklin Delano Roosevelt said, I'll be right behind you, Connecticut. Good luck building those paddle ships. Look, we need a national mobilization of the manufacturing base of the United States as we'd started on December 8th, 1941. We need to nationally mobilize using the Defense Procurement or Production Act so that we can get these companies, instead of making cup holders, start making visors, start making test kits. We don't have enough test kits by far in my state or anywhere in the United States. So we, governors, Republicans and Democrats, have been urging the president to do what he should, which is if he wants to be a wartime president, be a wartime president. Show some leadership. Mobilize the industrial base in the United States. That's what we need.
Governor Jay Inslee, Democrat from Washington State, Governor Asa Hutchinson, Republican from Arkansas. Thank you both for coming on, sharing your views. It's going to be a long fight here. Good luck to both of you on the front lines there. Hello from Washington. I'm Chuck Todd, and thanks for checking out the Meet the Press channel on YouTube. Click on the button down here to subscribe, and click over here to watch the latest interviews, highlights, and other digital exclusives.